We are factoring by grouping, and we need to recognize number relationships to produce equivalent expressions. And the first thing that we need to look for is going to be the same steps. Step one, look for any greatest common factors. In this case, we don't have, for all four terms, we don't have any greatest common factors. Make the A value positive. So our leading coefficient is 9, that's positive. Count the terms. So we have the cubed term, the squared term, the linear term, and the constant. So that's 4 terms. So we're down here and we're going to factor by grouping. So the steps that we're going to use parentheses to create smaller groups, use the GCF to create equal binomials, and factor the binomial out as the GCF. So we're going to use parentheses to make smaller groups. And then in those smaller groups, we're going to try to factor out or find a common factor. So if we look at this, we have 9x cubed and negative 3x squared. In this here, I know I have a common factor of 3, and my smallest variable is x squared, so I can take out an x squared. So when I divide that, I know that I have the 3x squared, that's going to be out front. And then I got to see what am I dividing this by. So 9 divided by 3, that gives me 3. X cubed divided by x squared, we have 1x left. Negative 3 divided by 3 is negative 1. And x squared divided by x squared, those cancel and there's no x's left. Okay, so we have the binomial 3x minus 1, and we need to try to have that happen here. So we have a positive 3x here, and we have a negative value in front of the x. So right away I know that I at least have to factor out a negative in order to change that sign. And now how do we make 6 become 3? Well, we can divide by 2. So if I take negative 6 divided by negative 2, well, factor the 2 out. If I take negative 6 divided by negative 2, that becomes positive 3. There's no variable to cancel the x, so the x just comes down. And 2 divided by negative 2 is negative 1. So we can see that we have, up here we have the binomial. We chose to split the binomial right here by multiplication. And here, we still have that same split. All it is this one's written differently than this one. So what we can do is we can see that we have 3x minus 1 and 3x minus 1 in each one of these terms. So what we can do is we can factor that binomial out to the front. So 3x minus 1, that came out, so that's no longer there. What's left? Just the 3x squared. Then we took the 3x minus 1 out. That's already represented there because we took it out. And then we're going to subtract what's left, subtract 2. So then this is factored. Now, if we wanted to go back to the original form, all we would have to do is distribute this in here into this binomial, and we would come back up, combine like terms, we come back up with the original formula.